There are some places that even history cannot explain. They are lost forever, swallowed by time. There are some disasters so massive they can end entire civilizations. Today we will look at one such place. It was a city of great wealth and power. It was loved by both gods and men. But in a single night it vanished from the face of the earth. And all that was left behind was a graveyard. You might think this sounds like an Atlantis, and you would be right. Wait, let's dive into the story. But first, before we begin, please support us by subscribing. Also, stick around till the end if you want to hear more stories of mythology and history. Helike was an ancient Greek city which stood on the southeastern coast of the region of Achaea, close to the Gulf of Corinth. The city thrived during the 4th century BC. It was big and rich. It was home to many temples and sanctuaries dedicated to gods like Zeus, Hades, Demeter, Dionysus, Apollo, and Artemis. The sanctuary of Asclepius, the god of medicine, was particularly famous. But who were the people who lived here? Well, the inhabitants of Helike were known as the Ilians. They took great pride in their city and considered themselves to be superior to their neighbors. They believed they had been blessed by the gods and that they were destined to greatness. But this attitude didn't sit well with everyone. Many historians believe that it was this very arrogance that led to the downfall of Helike. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Back in the 4th century, Helike was a thriving hub of trade and culture. It was strategically located on the coast, making it a center for maritime commerce. The Ilians excelled in shipping, and their ships were known throughout the Mediterranean. In fact, the Ilian navy was a formidable force. Their ships were fast and maneuverable, and their sailors were skilled. They dominated the waters around Greece and even ventured as far as the Black Sea. They also developed a unique coin called the stater. It featured the head of Athena on one side and a dolphin on the other. The city was also renowned for its pottery. The Ilians produced exquisite works of art that were prized throughout the ancient world. Their vases and other ceramic creations were decorated with intricate designs and vibrant colors. These masterpieces of craftsmanship not only showcased the technical skills of the Ilians, but also served as a testament to their cultural sophistication. Yet despite all this wealth and glory, the Ilians never forgot their roots. They remained deeply connected to their religious traditions and honored their pantheon of gods. The city's prosperity was attributed to divine favor, and they never took it for granted. Religious festivals were an integral part of life in Helike. The Ilians celebrated a variety of religious festivals and rituals, honoring their gods and goddesses. One of the most important festivals was the Panhellenic Games, religious and athletic competition that drew participants and spectators from all over Greece. The Ilians took great pride in hosting these games, which celebrated the cultural unity of the Greek people. During the 4th century, Helike flourished under the rule of the Achaean League. In 373 BCE, everything changed forever. It was the middle of the night when the earth began to tremble. The people of Helike woke in terror as their city was shaken by violent tremors. At first they thought it was just a minor disturbance, but as the shaking intensified, they realized that something was terribly wrong. Walls crumbled, houses collapsed, and streets were torn apart. People ran in panic through the city, desperately seeking higher ground. But there was nowhere to escape the fury of the earthquake. As the earth shook violently, the ground split open and the sea rushed in, forming a massive tsunami. This wall of water crashed into the city, sweeping away everything in its path. Buildings were washed away, their foundations destroyed. Boats and ships were tossed around like toys in the raging waters. People were caught in the torrent, screaming in terror as they were pulled out to sea. In the aftermath of the earthquake and tsunami, Helike was a scene of utter devastation. Homes and businesses were destroyed, corpses littered the streets, and the air was heavy with the stench of death. Survivors struggled to come to terms with the magnitude of the disaster. The once proud and prosperous city was now a graveyard, a silent testament to the wrath of nature. So how did the people survive? Well, they didn't. Most of them perished. Only a handful survived, barely clinging to life as they drifted in the turbulent waters. The catastrophe claimed countless lives, leaving the survivors traumatized and struggling to cope with their loss. Ancient writers like Strabo, Pausanias, and Diodorus wrote about the sudden disappearance of Helike. They linked the catastrophe to divine punishment, perhaps a warning from the gods about their arrogance. Strabo wrote, "Helike and its harbor, sacred to Poseidon, were engulfed by the sea in a single night, and the earthquake which made this change was so violent that it was observed not only in the Peloponnese, but throughout the world." Pause in his description says, Hellenes boast that their city was destroyed by an earthquake in a single hour, and that it was then submerged beneath the sea. And finally, Diodorus tells the tale saying, "The city of Helike was destroyed in a single day by an earthquake so violent that it was engulfed by the sea." For centuries, the story of Helike inspired legends and myths. Some saw the catastrophe as a warning from the gods, a reminder of their power and the fragility of human existence. Others viewed it as a cautionary tale about the dangers of arrogance and pride. So you can see how people started to consider Helike a real-life inspiration for the legend of Atlantis. After all, Plato's Atlantis is said to have been swallowed by the sea in a single night due to its hubris and disobedience to the gods. In the same way, Helike was punished for its arrogance and was plunged into the depths of the ocean. However, there have been skeptics who question the historical accuracy of Plato's account. They argue that the story of Atlantis was likely a philosophical allegory or a literary device rather than a historical event. Some historians believe that Plato used the story of Atlantis to convey moral and political messages rather than to describe an actual place. Nevertheless, the tale of Helike continued to capture the imagination of people. It became a symbol of lost civilizations and the mysteries of the deep sea. The city remained lost for many years until it was rediscovered in the 1990s. The team discovered parts of the ancient city near the Gulf of Corinth, partially buried under layers of silt and water. The discovery was nothing short of astonishing. Archaeologists were able to uncover roads, buildings, coins, and pottery, bringing to life the bustling city of Helike. The artifacts unearthed included remnants of temples, public baths, and private residences, providing insights into the daily life of the aliens. They found coins stamped with the likeness of Athena and dolphins, tangible evidence of the city's economic prosperity and cultural identity. The pottery discovered at the site was not only beautiful to behold, but also provided clues about trade networks and artistic traditions. Each shard whispered stories of banquets and ceremonies long past. But the catastrophe wasn't caused by a single factor. Instead, Several smaller quakes occurred over a longer period, gradually weakening the foundations of the city. This ultimately resulted in the devastating earthquake that leveled Helike. By excavating the city, experts uncovered pieces of the past, learning about daily life in ancient Greece. They learned that Helike wasn't just a rich trading center, it was a place where people lived, loved, and died. Some people view the fall of Helike as a warning from the gods, particularly Poseidon, the deity associated with earthquakes and the sea. His anger is said to have unleashed the catastrophic forces that destroyed the city. To the Ilians, Poseidon was a powerful and sometimes volatile force of nature, capable of both creating and destroying. When he was worshipped, he brought bountiful blessings of fertility and prosperity. But when he was disrespected or ignored, he unleashed earthquakes and storms that devastated the land. In the case of Helike, it was believed that the Ilians had somehow offended Poseidon, leading to his wrath being directed against their city. Myths and legends grew around the fall of Helike, transforming it into a symbol of hubris, forgotten power, and lost civilizations. The story captured the human fascination with the unknown and the ephemeral nature of human endeavors. In conclusion, Helike's story mirrors Plato's description of Atlantis. It was once a mighty city that commanded respect and inspired awe. Then in a single night, it was swallowed by the sea. Like serves as a powerful reminder of the impermanence of human creations and the humbling vastness of the natural world. It stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of ancient Greece and the timeless allure of lost civilizations. The rediscovery of Helike has reignited interest in other lost cities, sparking debates about the potential truth hidden within ancient myths. While the true extent of Helike's destruction may never be fully known, its legacy continues to captivate scholars and the public alike. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts on the lost city of Helike.